Hey there, welcome to today's video. This video will be produced over a period of time. I can't do it all in one go because I'm going to show you a process. So in an earlier video from a year or more ago, we did a model showcase featuring Hank's 1/144 scale air armada with our little aerodrome hangar and so forth, and these were all models that were collected over the years, built by Hank, that were used in various air show dioramas. So we had in stock, donated to us, a large approximately 2 foot by 2 foot plexiglass custom case, and the thing was actually about twice as high. I think it was for a specific statue or object that needed that sort of dimension. So of course that was too big for practicality for us, for our diorama. So I had a good friend of the store cut it down to about half the height. I'll give you a better picture of it in a minute. And then we have the base, which is also roughly 2 by 2. So where Hank is going to come in, we're going to design a diorama, and it will involve static planes on the ground, and will involve planes of various heights as if they were flying around. And of course we have a cardboard hanger component. Actually you can see a little better on that side. It is a Corgi cardboard model, and we were trying to put an age on it, and we know it's from our first store. So that puts it over 35 years old. So I would say it's probably in the vicinity of 38, 39 years old, because I was right at the very beginning. So we had this thing, nobody wanted to buy it, and one of our associates that was working for us at the time built it up, and we used it as a display in the store with the die-cast aircraft and that. Then of course later on it got used as an air show prop, and we took this air show diorama to the Carp Air Show, if you're old enough to remember that one, and we've taken it to Capcom, and we've taken it to other displays, and we're going to resurrect it this year because we've got another Capcom coming up in October, and we have the Gatineau Airshow, which we do every year, and that would be on September, I think it's 12th to 14th this year. So we'd like to have this done and take it out with us. This 2 by 2 format, I think our original one was close to 4 by 4, and it had its own set of legs on it, but man, that thing was hard to move around. I think this one will have a great deal more portability. If you have a hatchback or a van or something, it'll fit right in it, and it'll be easy for us to take it through various shows and that. So anyways, this is my introduction to the project. I've asked Hank to be the main designer, as he's done many times in the past, and we're going to get Jason from Jason's Space Dock to get involved in this, because we have a couple of elements that we might like to light up on this one, like in the inside of the hangar. If we had some lights in there, anything you put inside it would be illuminated. And I got some really nifty N-scale parking lot double standard lights at a good price, and I'd like to put them maybe on the perimeter on the parking lot or something, just to give it a little pop. So Jason is going to look after any of the electronic lighting kind of things that we want to attempt, because he has a very good knowledge and expertise in that area. So this will be a team collaboration between the Hobby Center, Hank, and Jason Space Dock. So I will show you the elements as they sit right now, and at the bottom of the video I will put a link to that gallery that we showed all of the models that are possible to be used in this. Clearly they're not all going to be able to be used on this diorama, but we can just show you the range and scope of all the models that Hank built. It'll be interesting to see which ones he selects to put onto the diorama. In the past we've had a lot of fun with it, with small figures, small vehicles, porta potties, all the realism. I know we've got chain link fence over there that we can line the edge of the runway with and stuff. So this should be very interesting. I like to see how Hank's process works and what he comes up with for a layout on that. And we'll try to step you through the whole process and have you engaged and involved in it. So anyways, I hope you enjoy the video. I will just take a few shots now of the various components, and then next I come on, we will have Hank here, and he will start walking us through his thoughts and what kind of layout we're going to do, what kind of materials, because this is basically a diorama. So we want to have runways, we want to have walkways, probably little possibly grassy elements and whatnot on it, parking lots, I don't know. I'll have to see what Hank comes up with. Anyways, stay tuned as we develop this further. Okay, there's the case. I say it's about a 2 foot by 2 foot by, might be about a foot tall. And there's the custom wooden base. There's a couple, there's a largish Russian jet and a small Russian jet, just to give you some perspective as to the size of the base we're working with. Okay, there's our famous or infamous hangar. We always thought it was very cool that it was kind of somewhat similar to the World War II vintage hangar that Mr. Potter made at the Gatineau Airport. There's a large 4-engine 144th plane. There's some of the outbuildings we'll be using, fencing and that. And this here, this is where all the airshow models have been stored. So we'll reveal them when it comes time for Hank to design what kind of a layout he wants to do. So the first design consideration, which you and I just covered, is, the dioramist and me immediately sat this thing on the corner because you don't want straight, lines for visual interest. But this thing takes up so much real estate that you and I both immediately went to some configuration like that. So now it takes up maybe, what does that take up?
About a third.
A third maybe. Well, a third if you count the surrounding, I guess. So that's, it is visually, that the eye is drawn to it because of its unique configuration and that.
Yeah, we need to do this.
Yes. And then, of course, when we put airplanes in there, they kind of disappear. But if we get a light in there, it'll make them pop.
Mm-hmm. It's a good thing I brought you.
Use a wheel. Oh, it's coming. Well, I shouldn't make them take off and land like a
Don't play with the diorama.
They're not meant for that.
Oh, goodness, look at that.
So as I say, I referred to the previous video where we showcase these. You're going to have to make some choices.
Uh-huh.
Of course,
We'll have to incorporate that somewhere.
There we go, yeah. We'll have the ground display, of course, the static park, and then we'll have various, groups of aircraft flying formations or, in the air above it. We've got like about a foot to play with.
Yeah, we're going to need to figure out. Well, depending on whether or not we put the top on it, this is for the flying display stuff, right? Hanging over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, we got a lot of stuff. It is a personal preference, but I don't really want a lot of Russian stuff.
That makes sense. One could say the same thing about American stuff these days too, right?
True.
Because I don't even know if we'll have any American stuff in Gatineau this year. I'd say the chances are more against it than for it.
I would hope against.
I hope I'm proven wrong. That our friends will bring things up.
Just going to take this. See what we got for space.
Okay, we're mid-afternoon on Tuesday. We're back with Hank.
Day 2.
I see the base is radically different than I last looked at it. What have you done, Hank?
Okay, so we took that wonderful styrene that had the texture on it that I liked, and I fitted it here to make it look like the hard concrete tiles. I've added the styrene that doesn't have any texture as kind of, dividers. I've had my little manhole put in here so I can have drainage. And this is the interior of the building. And I didn't want to piece together billions of little squares, so I just simply scribed it with the back end of a number 11. And this fits the hangar perfectly.
Okay.
And I've also put in cracks and whatnot, a whole bunch of little things. I've added celluclay
Oh, yeah.
to add
ground texture.
Yeah, to add ground texture, and it's still very wet. Okay, so this is going to have to sit overnight at the least.
Fair enough.
I made sure to cover over the holes to where the LEDs are.
So you didn't fill them in. Good.
Yep. And this is where we stand right now. This is where I leave it alone because if I touch it anymore, it's just going to, fall apart.
So next phase, I assume, once it's dry, will be to add color and lines and all that decorative stuff.
Oh yeah, that's where the magic starts.
Because we want to get that done before the lighting comes in and the wiring and that, right?
Yep, that's exactly right. Got a hint for you for if you're going to use Celluclay, okay, which is great stuff on its own, but it doesn't have a lot of tack, and this is a hard varnished wood, so I use glue first. Glue. And with a paintbrush and a little bit of water, and then I put my Celluclay on top of that. It stays there forever.
There's our hint and tip for the day along with our progress report. Thanks, Hank. We'll check back with you later on further progress.
Thanks.